What's going on? You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. I'm Mitchell Renz. That's Tom Downey. And if you're looking for the latest NFL news and rumors, well, I think you're in the right place. Yeah. Tom, right before the show got started, we did get some news come across here that Dalvin Cook is going to hold out.
Yeah, some updates before we discussed in the 2 minutes leading up to the show. The two sides haven't spoken since last week in terms of the contract negotiations. Things have not gone very well.
Yep.
Dalvin Cook's camp has said that they want a quote-unquote reasonable deal. So, what do they think reasonable is?
That's the question.
He's looking for $13 million per year. He wants to get more than what David Johnson got on his contract.
Wow.
Of course, since you're to the Houston Texans. So that's what Cook is looking for, that price tag of trying to get that $13 million per year as he enters the final year of his rookie contract. Fresh off, Mitch, a true breakout season last year.
Well, he had a great year, but when you really look at Cook's numbers, you also got to talk about the injuries. But before we get into all that, simple question for you. Should the Vikings go pay Dalvin Cook? If you think they should, I want you to type P for pay. Or if you think they should wait, I want you to type W for wait. But you also got to remember this. Like, think about, Melvin Gordon. You can also think about Ezekiel Elliott. We have seen some good and we have seen some bad holdouts. What exactly is going to happen with Dalvin Cook? I think that's how you answer this question.
Dalvin Cook is not unique in this situation of being a young back entering the final year or second to last year of his deal, trying to get paid. We saw Gordon do it. We saw Zeke do it with success. I think Joe Mixon isn't going to be far behind Cook. I have some concerns about paying him because of the injuries, Mitch.
Absolutely, and that's why I'm going to throw up my W right here.
You going to eat that later, too?
Probably not. So I think Cook, no doubt, is an extremely, extremely talented running back. I don't want to get that twisted. However, 2018, a lot of injuries. 2017 as a rookie, a lot of injuries. Even when he first came out of college at Florida State, one of the reasons why I remember writing an article back way before I even worked for Chat Sports was like, he's not going to go in round one because I think teams are going to be worried about the injury history. And that's why I'm going to wait on Cook. If you just talk about talent, no doubt, great running back.
Yeah.
However, if you're telling me he wants to get paid like some of these names that you're about to see on screen, I don't think I can do it.
He wants to be one of the top 5 highest paid backs in the NFL. And I think for Cook, a lot of this is going to come down to the structure. Yes, we know the per year figure. We don't know anything yet about the guaranteed money. Is there a way that the Vikings, if Cook, gets paid and then gets hurt in a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, that they'd be able to get out of the contract with minimal amounts of dead money? If so, I think that could be appealing to them. But, you can go through the list of recently highest paid backs. McCaffrey and Zeke so far so good. The David Johnson deal has been a disaster. Bell has not lived up to expectations, and he didn't really play his hand that great either. And Cook's kind of threatening to go a similar path here of holding out altogether if he does not get paid. And then you've also got Devonta Freeman deal ended up being a disaster.
And then,
so paying backs in the NFL is a very tricky question.
And you also got to look at Gordon. Melvin Gordon, we would have looked at his stats and be like, man, Melvin Gordon, he is a great running back. He had a pretty bad year this past season. Yes, he still had good touchdown numbers, but only 3.8 yards per carry. They chose Austin Eckler over him. And I think when you sit out, when you have all the injuries surrounding you, especially with what's going on right now with the Big C, yeah, I don't see how you can honestly look Dalvin Cook in the eyes and say, you know what, we are going to pay him. So
could be gross.
P for pay, W for wait. We're going to make the pinned comment on today's video. All right, let's go to now their division rival, the Green Bay Packers, because apparently, Tom, Packers GM says, we expect Aaron Rodgers to remain in Green Bay for quite a while. What is quite a while?
Well, on one hand, what else is he going to say?
Sure.
Yeah. F you, Aaron, we're dumping you in a year or 2 years. Like, hey, nothing else he's going to say. But you kind of mentioned this in the lead-up. Actions are very different because, he's going to be our quarterback for quite a while. Then why'd you trade up to take Jordan Love? Like, clearly, he's your future. Now, the way the contract is structured is pretty tricky, but at some point in the near future, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be the Packers quarterback. That is the reality the Packers are heading towards.
Absolutely. Now, here's the quote from the Packers general manager. We have one of the best to ever lace them up, and we're shooting for championships for as long as he's here, and we expect him to be here for quite a while. Now, I agree that I do think he is one of the best quarterbacks to ever lace him up. I think his numbers prove that. He has the greatest touchdown-to-interception ratio in NFL history, and I think when you really go back and look at, like, overall arm talent in a quarterback, Aaron Rodgers has got to be up there. However, your draft tells me something very, very differently. So as much as I like Rodgers, you did go out and draft Jordan Love. And there's going to be a lot of Jordan Love people that like him, people dislike him, and I can understand people that don't like him.
For the record, if Jordan Love ends up hitting, I get to claim victory since I was super high on him entering the 2019 NFL draft or entering the 2019 season, and he wasn't the same guy. Look, it doesn't really matter what the Packers GM says in the end, Brian Gutekunst. It matters what they've done, and they spent their first-round pick on Jordan Love. Then they drafted an inline blocking H-back type tight end. Then they drafted a battering ram back in A.J. Dillon. Maybe it's 2021, maybe it's 2022, but Love's going to be that starter soon.
Well, you said 2021. That's the question I want to know, okay? Who's going to be the Packers starting quarterback in 2021? If you think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, I want you to type AR. If you think it's going to be Jordan Love, I want you to type JL. For me, I'm going to go bold. I do think it's going to end up being Jordan Love. When you go up and you trade up for a player, 26 overall in round 1, when you have a quarterback like Rodgers, you don't get any wide receivers in a very deep draft class. You build for your future. I think that the Green Bay Packers are going to go with Jordan Love, but let us know. AR for Aaron Rodgers or JL for Jordan Love. So if you want to channel around your favorite team, I want you to listen up because you've got to do it. It's not going to be Tom and I. It's up to you. And the reason why you would want a channel here at Chat Sports around your favorite team, because whether it's me, whether it's Tom, whether it's Harrison, whoever makes a video here, when we commit to an NFL team channel,
thrown toward Thomas Mott, unexpected.
Thomas does a great job. I think maybe if he concentrated a little bit less time on his hair, maybe we could get some more numbers. No, Tom, I love you. But the Cowboys channel, over 60,000. The Raiders channel, close to 50. 49ers, Eagles. My bottom line here is this. Heck, we even have Bears, Chiefs. The Seahawks channel just started. New Seahawks channel.
Approaching 1,000 real quick.
When we start a channel, we do it to the full and to the best of our abilities. And if you want your favorite team to be covered by Chat Sports, this is what you got to do, okay? You need to go sub to your favorite team because we've made channels for all 32 teams. As soon as that channel gets 100 subs, you're going to get a video. So what I want you to do is go tell a friend. The way that you subscribe to your favorite team's channel is by going to chatsports.com/teamtv. So let's just say you're a Seahawks fan. chatsports.com/SeahawksTV. Let's say you're a Browns fan. chatsports.com/teamtv. Speaking of the Browns.
Browns TV.
What did I say?
You said chatsports.com/teamtv. Reminder, that's the catch-all link. Chatsports.com/BrownsTV takes you to the Browns one, by the way. And reminder, you guys got to bring it. The Seahawks fans certainly did. That's why they're almost at 1,000. If the Browns are winning, making everyone else look kind of silly. So all the links, by the way, to make your lives easier, they're also available in the description, too.
We do have an update here on Jadeveon Clowney, Tom, around the Seahawks, Browns. Now, we talked about Clowney last week, but we did get a little bit of an update. Why don't you walk us through that update and everything that's new?
So I'll start with just quickly recapping what we had learned last week in case you guys missed that, was that the Browns had made an offer and the Seahawks had made an offer. It was originally probably around $15 million.
Correct.
And that is no longer the case, and they pulled that offer away, and now the most they do is probably around 10. Well, Mike Florio has now said that the Seahawks, it was about 1 year 15. The way he phrased it was, it seemed like Clowney went back to the Seahawks side and was like, hey, the Browns have offered me 1 year 18.
Trying to make him jealous.
So maybe it's accurate, maybe it's not. For this purpose, I say it probably is accurate. So what that means is Clowney got offered 1 year, $18 million from the Browns and said no.
Yeah.
And said, I don't want that, and tried to go back to Seattle to kind of get them to match, and Seattle said no, and now Clowney's continued to wait, and now the most Seattle is allegedly willing to do is around 1 year, $10 million.
That's a backfire.
That is not playing your hand very well if you're Clowney and if you're trying to get the bag, even on just a 1 year deal.
Personally, I thought the Browns 1 year, $18 million, pretty strong offer. Speaking of strong, if we're stronger together, all right, and I think right now that is a very important message in the world and also for NFL teams, right, because it's a team sport. But if you go to chatsports.com/strong, you're going to be able to get your favorite team's Stronger Together t-shirt. These things right now are only $13.99 when you use code COAST, C-O-A-S-T, okay? Father's Day is right around the corner. You're not going to find many shirts for under $15 anywhere you go. And these aren't like Walmart t-shirts. These are high-quality shirts. And also, all proceeds, they go to COVID-19 relief. I mean, what more do you need? So it's in the descriptions. It's in the comments. And remember, we are stronger together. Go to chatsports.com/strong. strong. Tom, that 49ers won sick. The Seahawks won. They're all nice. But remember, all 32 teams, chatsports.com/strong. All right, let's get into a quote now from Florio, because I think this is hilarious, because it's totally true. I don't know what he wants with him. It comes down to getting a number that he's happy with. What number is he happy with?
For starters, I don't know what he wants. Here's what he wants. Kind of sounds a little bit contradictory. I think the first part of that is what's key, because Clowney allegedly had this big asking price of getting over $20 million per year. No one came close.
Yep.
But he wanted to get that offer from a contender,
Correct.
and no contender stepped up. I thought the 1 year $18 million was more than, if that's accurate, more than fair from the Browns. I frankly wouldn't have minded the 1 year $15 than just a 1 year cash out deal and then try and get paid next offseason.
So if you're Jadeveon Clowney, or maybe if you're his agent, maybe I shouldn't say that because he wants more than 15. How about I'm just going to ask y'all, Clowney, is he worth $15 million per year? If you think he is, type Y for yes. If you don't, I want you to type your N for no. And I'm looking at the comments right now. I am seeing a pretty split reaction here. He is a great player, but I am not going to pay a player over $15 million. You've never had a 10-plus sack season.
I mean, but like that's the market. Trey Flowers has never had more than 7 and got 18 per year. So I'd pay Clowney $15 million per year.
I don't know.
I would.
I think he was definitely overpaid. All right, let's look now at the two teams that apparently are, interested in him and have had the most recent offers. You got the Browns defensive line. I think he would be a great dynamic fit there with Myles Garrett. You could even argue maybe the best 1-2 punch at defensive end. If you move on from Olivier Vernon, you save a ton of money. I believe it's like $15.5 million Vernon's due this upcoming season.
Which is why you would move on from Vernon and pay an extra $3 million for Connie. It makes sense.
So you got the Browns, but then you also got to look at the Seahawks, where the issue with the Seahawks is they've kind of made some moves. It almost looks like they already kind of replaced Clowney.
They kind of replaced
with Bruce
Clowney.
Irvin, kind of.
I'm
not saying Irvin is Clowney. I'm saying they've made moves to try to fill the void.
I still think Seattle needs to get a pass rusher, be it Griffin, be it Clowney. They have to add somebody else there. I don't feel confident about a combo of L.J. Collier, who barely played last year. Rasheem Green has not panned out very well. Darrell Taylor's probably a year away, and then Bruce Irvin. That doesn't scream, we're going to be a Super Bowl threat.
So Clowney has said before that he wants to play for a winner. So who's going to have more wins in 2020? Type CLE for the Cleveland Browns or type SEA for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to type SEA.
I think that's the right answer. I, as you know, Mitch, have been a little bit more bullish on the Browns, but I still feel a lot more confident in the Seattle Seahawks.
Let's go to Chicago, where we're going to talk about Nick Foles.
Don't do that again.
Chicago, the Bears. The Clippers head coach, Doc Rivers, big-time Bears fan. He thinks that Nick Foles is going to win this starting quarterback job. And I don't think he's that crazy.
His argument was Super Bowl winning quarterback Nick Foles, and that's why he wins it, which is technically true.
He's not wrong.
The
Super
best
Bowl
kind
MVP.
Of true. I think there's a good chance Foles does win that job. I'm not convinced Foles fixes the issues at quarterback for Chicago.
I don't really.
Certainly not long term.
I think he's going to be better, but I think NFL defense have to at least respect Foles because they simply don't respect Mitchell Trubisky. And I know he had a pretty good.
Do they have to respect Foles?
I think you at least have to respect him more than Mitchell Trubisky is what I'm saying. It's like teams are stacked the box a lot more against Trubisky than they would Foles, in my opinion.
I don't know if there's that much of a difference, honestly.
Oh, I do. I think confidence is a big difference. Big, you know what, Nick? He's got confidence.
Trubisky
doesn't, and he did not throw the ball down the field.
Trubisky's confidence really waned last year.
And you can't rally a team in the huddle when you have no confidence. So who do you think is going to end up starting here for the Chicago Bears? If you think it's going to be Nick Foles, I want you to type NF. If you think it's going to be Mitchell Trubisky, I want you to type MT. So Foles, Trubisky, who's going to end up starting? I'm typing NF. Let's talk about Colin Kaepernick potentially returning. So I watched today ESPN First Take, and basically the whole argument around Cap returning was Dominic Foxworth said that Kaepernick should reject all offers since he has not been given a deal for so long.
It was an interesting argument posed by him that I didn't like. It didn't make sense to me at first, and then he explained it that it was more along the lines of like Cap shouldn't come back to the NFL because that just allows the NFL to suddenly garner the goodwill that they had ignored previously.
Correct.
And I get where he's coming from, but I still think for Kaepernick, if the NFL says, hey, we're going to give you a shot, you take the shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I get the argument, but I don't necessarily agree with the end result.
And if you're Kaepernick, who claims that he wants to play in the NFL, if you're offered a job, I think personally you take it because it's not easy to get into, the National Football League.
And of course, if he doesn't want to play football anymore, that's totally fine too.
Yep. Hey.
Like his rights.
So should Kaepernick be in the NFL? Let's say he wants to play in the NFL. You let us know. Type 1 for yes. Type 2 for no. We're always curious what y'all have to say. I think if he wants to be, he does deserve to be in the league because I think he is a top at least 90 quarterback.
He's better than Nathan Peterman. So.
Yeah, and he's better than both the backups for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I want to tell you guys one more time about this deal because remember, this deal does end tonight. So use promo code COAST, COAST. Great Father's Day deal, and you can save up to 30%. Every single shirt that you see on screen right now is $13.99. All you got to do to get that offer is go to chatsports.com/strong. It's in the comments. It's in the description. And all proceeds go to COVID-19 relief. We're all stronger together. That's the message we're trying to convey here on Chat Sports. It's chatsports.com/strong. Let's talk about the Washington Redskins. We go from Kaepernick, now Adrian Peterson, who says, without a doubt, he's going to be taking a knee during the National Anthem.
Yeah, he's not going to be alone on this one. Kneel or stand is most certainly back. That's what's going to happen this year for the NFL. I am not surprised Peterson is going to take this. He is going to be one of several who, if of course the NFL chooses to have the National Anthem this year, is going to be kneeling during it.
Yeah, and I think when you look at Peterson, he's obviously a veteran. A lot of people respect him, and I think when we've seen in the past, it was kind of a split decision. Now it does look like a lot of NFL players are going to be kneeling, and Roger Goodell's even said that he's going to encourage players to speak up and peacefully protest.
Total
360
in the way the NFL has approached this in the past couple of years. Kind of
So
crazy.
we want you to pick a side. Type K for kneel or type S for stand. Let us know why you pick each one. I think that's what this debate is all about. Not just giving one stance. Give us like your honest opinion.
I understand why people could get upset by it but if you actually go and look at like the reasoning behind it, like Kaepernick sat down with a former Green Beret and was like, hey, maybe we shouldn't sit during the anthem. What if we kneel instead? Because kneeling's a sign of respect. You do it all the time. Like you do it at church. Like I never understood how kneeling was disrespectful. That never made sense to me.
So here's the quote from Peterson. We've got to put the effort in a group collectively. Are they going to try to punish us all? If not, playing football is going to help us save lives and change things. Then that is what it needs to be. One player who spoke out about kneeling and has kind of apologized since then is Drew Brees. And Malik Jackson of the Eagles, he's not accepting the apology. He's just like, no way, man. He thinks that Brees only is apologizing because of all the hate he received on social media.
So, I mean, I get why Jackson might feel that way.
Yep.
But then what do you want the player to do?
Correct.
Like, yeah, Brees has come out and said, yeah, I was wrong. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm going to go about making changes there. So if you're not going to accept that as an answer, then what's supposed to happen? Like, if you don't accept apologies, how are people supposed to move forward and move on and make those changes?
And I think
I don't understand this mindset.
I think a lot of NFL players have also said that they don't think Drew Brees is a bad person because he's also done a lot of things in the community. I mean, you look at the COVID-19 relief. There's billionaires, NFL owners giving $1 million. He goes out and gives $5 million. He also then tweets at Donald Trump, and I think he realized what he said was a bit of a mistake, missed the point, and now he's trying to correct it. And I'm going to tip my cap to Drew Brees for at least apologizing. Do I think he kind of messed up his first comment? Of course, but he's at least taking the correct steps, and I think that's what's most important here.
If you're wrong, you admit you were wrong, and then you try to correct that and move forward and make sure you don't become wrong again. Otherwise, what's the whole point of all of this if we can't admit we were wrong and make changes? I don't get that mindset otherwise.